Looney Bin Comedy Club recently. He's a very funny man. We've got Mr. Dan Fritchie.
Daniel! The door guy.
Oh, it's great to have a mic stand that accommodates my gut. Tell you folks a little bit about myself. 36 years old, and I recently showed my first sign of aging when I told the 23-year-old to go fuck himself. I actually didn't tell him to go fuck himself. I just called him a young punk, went home, took a nap. Yeah. I'm getting kind of weirded out by it, you know. I'm 36 years old. I know that's not old. I'm just saying it's a weird age because it means that I'm young enough to not know what life still has in store for me. But I'm old enough to know exactly where things went horribly wrong along the way. Like, I can narrow it down to the minute. It was April 22nd, 1997, 7:32 p.m. Okay, that is the moment I received my degree in fine arts. Yeah. That's where I screwed up, folks. Here's a piece of advice. If you're going to go to college, don't pick one whose application process involves drawing a turtle. Remember those late night commercials? Like, do you like to draw or paint? Or maybe just sketch or doodle? Then call our 1-800 number. And you're thinking to yourself, what kind of idiot would possibly call that number? It's like, right here. The last thing I did with my art degree was use it to separate the seeds and stems from my marijuana. That was the last thing I did with that shit.
Woo! Yeah!
And that was 5 years ago when I quit smoking weed. It's been a while. It's not that I didn't have fun on weed. I had a blast. It's just that I was trying to find a job. I want to be able to pass a drug test without having to cram the night before. I see I'm not the only one who's had to pull an all-nighter with a gallon of water. That's good. But no, actually, I also quit just because I came to the realization that whether I'm stoned or sober, I would come up with the same stupid ideas. Yeah. It's just that, you know, well, now that I'm sober, I can determine if they're bad ideas, you know. Like, now that I'm sober, I know you should never melt cheddar cheese on top of Oreo cookies. But if I was high right now, I'd be going like, hell yeah, not Oreos. That's what I'm talking about, man. Oh. Also gave up drinking for like a year and a half. I've since catapulted off of that wagon. Cheers. Yeah, it's not that I was a serious alcoholic or anything like that. It's just that, well, it was one night I went on a pretty serious bender and found out later I may have caused a little bit of an accident. Baby girl, 6 pounds, 9 ounces. Woo! Yeah, that'll sober your ass up pretty quick.
Yeah, Daddy.
The way I looked at it at the time is going like, well, if I'm going to take away a permanent souvenir from a drunken one-night stand, a baby really is the one you want to have, you know? Like, I'll take diaper rash over canker sores any day of the week. You know? But I stepped up to the plate. I was going to be a dad. I was real excited about it. And then a few months later, we got the DNA test back negative. I was going like, wow, okay. This is a hell of a dress rehearsal for when I finally get my shit together. Okay. The Lord works in mysterious ways. I just never thought he'd choose Maury Povich as his messenger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I wanted to stay a part of the baby's life, but I just couldn't because baby mama was completely insane. And I'm not being cute. She was diagnosed paranoid delusional schizophrenic with antisocial personality disorder. So yay, I slept with a sociopath. King me. You know what that means? That means for the rest of my life, whenever some guy complains, going, man, my ex-girlfriend was crazy, I get to look him dead in the eye and go, oh, that's cute. Oh, yeah. Oh, what's that? She was sending you threatening messages on Facebook? Yeah, come back to me when she's carving them into your front door with a buck knife, okay? No, man, I caught her lurking around outside my bedroom window. Yeah, that happened to me too. The difference is I live on the 3rd fucking floor. And I know why I got into that mess. It was just like, you know, I know it's the crazy ones that are always the best in bed. You know? Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. I guess if you got a screw loose up here, it tightens up in other areas. I don't know what the fuck that is. But from personal experience, man, I now have a new dating policy. Before I hook up with any woman, I check her medicine cabinet first. I'm looking for anything with a Z or an X in it. You know, Prozac, Xanax, Zoloft, Zantac. I know that last one's for heartburn, but you cannot be too careful these days. And meds aren't exactly a deal breaker for me. Everybody deserves to get help. That's why you check the dosage. You know, there's a world of difference between use only as needed and there's a court order attached to this. You want to explain this shit? Oh, so yeah. So I started drinking again, but I switched to scotch. Yeah. It's a very sophisticated drink. It says, I want to get fucked up, but I still want to have standards. Oh. Thank you. What else is going on in my life? I had a scary moment last Wednesday. Nearly died. I was in the lobby of a McDonald's when I started violently choking on a spearmint lifesaver. I'm going to repeat that so that we could all appreciate the irony of that. I nearly choked to death on a lifesaver. It got lodged in my throat, and because of the little hole in the middle, I could still breathe. And I discovered that no one believes you when you can actually tell them, I'm choking, dear God, somebody help me. I had to give myself the Heimlich maneuver after that. So yeah, I was in the middle of a McDonald's lobby punching myself in the stomach, and it didn't work. All it did was turn the lifesaver on its side, so that little hole created that, you know, this weird Coke bottle action in my throat. It was like, ooh, ooh. 5-year-old kid in the corner's going, hey, Mommy, that guy's a choo-choo train. It's like, shut the fuck up, kid. I had to wait for it to dissolve, for it, you know, to break down enough for me to cough it out. And for the next 2 days, my lungs felt like I'd smoked an entire entire carton of menthols. It's like, irritated but minty. But, yeah. But two things happened to me in that moment, okay? First of all, I realized my will to live is much higher than I initially thought, because I was realizing, you know, I'm choking to death on a lifesaver. I can't go out like this. You know, I gotta live. Because I firmly believe that if you die in a really stupid way, you don't get to go to heaven. You don't. You don't go to hell either. I think you go to some weird purgatory where your death is played in front of a studio audience over and over again, like an episode of Tosh.0. I'll be damned if I'm going to go down like that. But also I had my life flash before my eyes, and you know, usually when you hear people talk about that type of experience, a near-death experience, I always go, oh, I was so at peace. Everything just felt so good. Or occasionally you'll get that one person who got the Ghost of Christmas Future, and he's like, I've done you all wrong. No, I didn't get either of those. I just felt really disappointed. I saw my entire life right before my eyes, and I was just like, oh, I got that same feeling I got after I left Men in Black 3. It's really weird to look back on your own life and think, I should have waited for Netflix. I'll tell you what, I'll leave you guys with this. To me, it doesn't matter what you believe in this world, what your message is to the world. All I ask is that you believe it with 100% of your heart, with every fiber of your being, even if somebody else finds that message to be absolutely horrifying. Now, this is a lesson I learned very recently when I was stuck in traffic behind a guy driving a rust brown El Camino. Hear me out. All right, on his back bumper read the words, "Save a tree, eat a beaver." Okay, I didn't say it was going to be a classy message. And maybe you may be thinking, well, big deal, it was just a stupid bumper sticker. Well, here's the thing, folks. It wasn't a bumper sticker. These were individually applied letters. Like the kind you would use to label your mailbox. This guy had them perfectly aligned and evenly spaced. This took time and effort. And to the point, after seeing that, I cannot stand bumper stickers at all anymore. Whenever I see somebody with a political or religiously themed bumper sticker, I just want to get right in their face and go, "You lazy bastards. If you really believe that, you would write it out your damn self." Because over here, we got a guy that believes so much in the saving of trees and the eating of beavers that after God knows how many times he must have been told, "Hell no, we don't sell bumper stickers that say that, you sick freak." No, he did not back down. He said, "Damn it, I got to get this message to the people." So he walked right up to the counter at Ace Hardware and said, "I need 6 E's, 5 A's, 2 each of R, T, and V, and S, and B, a comma, and 5 exclamation points." What's that, you don't have any exclamation points? Well then, fuck you, I'm going to Lowe's. Because let's face it, folks, when you're a hardcore beaver eater, you know, as many of us are, ladies, you're just not going to settle for periods. And on that menstruation pun, I'm out of here. My name's Dan Fritchie. Thank you guys.